Now I want to build on this a little bit more. And the Hay Group has studied 9,000 organizations. And when you look at this particular slide, what you'll see is the yellow represents the globally most admired, and the blue represents their peer group. As you make your way from growth to profitability, operational excellence, let me just drop a pin in operational excellence, because the question becomes, how is it that the globally most admired outpace the peer group? I'll never forget, years ago, I'm working at the Mouse House, and I had just left Disney, and I was at a cocktail reception, and I run into Dick Nunis. Dick Nunis is the former chairman of Walt Disney Attractions. He was hired by Walt Disney himself back in the 1950s. And I said to Dick, Dick, what is it that you remember about your journey? And he said, Simon, the higher you go, the less you know. I said, what does that mean? He said, everything comes up to you through filters. People tell you what they think you want to hear instead of what you need to know. And so from an operational standpoint, keeping your pulse, keeping focused on what's happening real time. Christian, I'm going to put you on the spot just for a second. So I was gaining a little intel at breakfast this morning when I was talking to Christian. I said, Christian, you're vice president of operations, tell me more. And what she began to share with me is how operations is so joined at the hip with the account management group, and they're always keeping the voice of the customer at the center of the conversation. Because I've discovered in some industries and some cultures, I know it doesn't happen here in pharmacy, the sales team sells the dream, but operations services the nightmare, okay? Doesn't happen here, okay. So as I was dialoguing with her, she said, we are joined at the hip and we talk and we connect. And then she said, and I don't know if somebody paid her off in Monopoly money to say this, the keynote speaker is at your table, make sure you say this, wink, wink. But she said, we have trust. We trust each other. And when we talk to the customer, we're able to double click and ask a few more questions so that we begin to find out what we can do instead of what we can't do. And when I heard that, I was like, what? Because then that leads to this next area, customer loyalty. Customer loyalty just doesn't happen. And for those of you who are customers, thank you so much for coming along with Prime Therapeutics on this journey. But here's what I've discovered. Businesses that have customer loyalty, they understand the customer journey, and every step in the customer journey is a touch point. Let me give you an example. So I'm working at the Mouse House, and when you get hired at Disney, the first couple of days is spent at Disney University. At Disney University is where you sniff the pixie dust, you drink the Kool-Aid, and you get the microchip planted right here, and you come out singing, "It's a small world after all." And if you look at me, I'm all about the air condition. I'm not trying to work in anybody's theme park in the months of June, July, and August, trying to work on my Godiva tan. So one day, what a lot of people don't know, the parks get real busy and you have to go and work out in the parks in the summer, kind of like now. So this particular day, I am at Disney MGM Studios. I got on a blue smock, a broom, a dustpan in my hand, my name tag that says Simon from Buffalo, New York. By the way, go Bills, schedule came out last night. This is our year. We're going to the Super Bowl. And I've got some guests coming towards me, because at Disney, you never call them customers, you call them guests. And they read my name tag. They said, "You're from Buffalo, New York." I said, "Yeah." They said, "We're from Buffalo, New York." Like, no way. They're like, "Where'd you go to school? Where'd you grow up? What's your parents' names?" I didn't know these people from Adam's House Cat, let alone from a can of paint, but we're having a major conversation. So I said, "What have you done since you've been here at Disney?" They're like, "Oh, we're going to Epcot, we're going to Magic Kingdom, we're going to Animal Kingdom." I said, "Now that you're here at MGM, you gotta ride Tower of Terror. Experience Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, and experience the Brown Derby, which is old Hollywood with a Disney twist." So a couple of hours later, I'm back at my desk drinking a cup of water to cool off, and that's when I had the epiphany. I had the whack upside the head. Disney never sent me out to the park to sweep the streets. They sent me out to the park to connect with a family that had probably saved 3 to 5 years of their discretionary income to come to Disney for maybe once in their lifetime. And a family of 4 in a 7-day stay, according to Disney Business Analytics, will spend about $10,000. So, what I'm about to say next, I mean this figuratively, not literally. I quit my job at Disney and I went to work at Disney. Because Disney never hired me to do a job, they hired me to create a moment. And the reason I share that with you is because I believe the real business that you are in as a different organization with customers that you are serving because you are putting care back into healthcare is you're creating moments. So customer loyalty is really how are we branding the moments every single day? And then building human capital is really thinking about how are we ensuring individuals are growing in what they do.